Vitality is our ability to have spiritual, emotional, mental, and physical bliss. Some call it paradise. We call it a game.
Hey, all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly value, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey there, my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel. I'm your host, femininity coach and author of The Crimson Cure, and this is my perspective. So, these post-wall, single, Black women, y'all talking about, the single life. It's just so wonderful. It's so much better than having a man that's doing this and doing that to you, and you don't need him, and blah, 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 blah. And more of them in their 40s, my age, the Xer girls. This is important because it's the Xer girls. The lady I'm about to show you is a 46-year-old woman, Xer. We're the main ones that really took that all the way to the bank about that independent woman. You don't need no man, men or dogs, blah, 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 blah. Like the Xer women really led all the rest of the women, the millennials and Gen Zs and stuff, astray. It was my generation. Like our mothers put that in our head and then we ran with it. Now we can get into what the conditions were that helped us run with it like we did. But the fact of the matter is we ran with it, the Xer women. And now that we're in our 40s, some of us in our 50s, and who took that route, and then that route did not pay. For most, it did not pay at all. Now they're coming out, now that there's a such thing as a TikTok, a YouTube, a Instagram, or this or that, they're taking to these social media outlets and letting the world know that didn't work. And they don't want to say it like that. They still are there's a level of dishonesty to it because they don't really want to come out and just say the words. I messed up. That independent woman, this, that, and the third, that whole thing, that did not work. Okay? This right here was cap.
I said, as long as you got your own house, as long as you got your own transportation, and as long as you got your own income, it don't matter what a ninja got to say.
We understood that is now cap. And they're coming out trying to slowly say that's cap, but it's been cap from the beginning. It was cap in the beginning. See, we didn't know that because we didn't have an example of how that didn't work. So we ran with it. But see, now this is why I'm speaking to the younger generations of women. We now see that it didn't work. Y'all are living it not working. So we really got to turn it around because we might have had the excuse of ignorance. Young women don't. But I'm going to show you. Let me go ahead and share my screen real quick. And this is real quick. Here we go.
Y'all, when I tell you this whole single at 46 stuff is for the birds. Yeah, at your sexual prime, God bless us, right? Your kids are adults for the most part, and you're educated, you've carry yourself, your bills, your house, your everything, and you just need a partner, a husband. You just need all of that peace, as they say. Guys, you say you want peace all day long, but baby, I can wrap that shit up in a bowl, deliver it to your front door, and some of y'all still will fumble the package. It will look like someone kicked it all the way to the doorstep to you. I don't understand.
And you heard her. And it seemed like she might have cried at some point before that, or maybe it seemed like she was going to be emotional in that clip. See, what we trying to get you to understand here on the Crimson Cure channel, let me back up a little bit. What we trying to get young women to understand, and even those, whatever, we're trying to get y'all to understand that independent, this is cap. Don't listen.
I said, as long as you got your own house, as long as you got your own transportation, and as long as you got your own income, it don't matter what a ninja got to say.
That's lame. It's wrong. It's a lie. It's the biggest lie that Black women bought into, that led into all of this other stuff that we're seeing. It's not one or the other, or just you can't cherry pick it. It's all crazy because we got convinced that if you had them three things, like that hyena talking about, that you didn't need men, because we got convinced that that's all that men did. That those were the things that men did. That was the sum of a man in your life. And it's not. And these women who are my age, who chose that life, who never got married at any point, or those types of things, that she focused on her job, and she focused on her career, and she focused on, doing whatever. And that lady that we just looked at, she's not an ugly lady. See, the Xers, we kept ourselves up for the most part. A lot of us kept ourselves up because BBLs and body mods and all that kind of stuff, that wasn't popular. That was before our time. So we are not now older. You got the real dumb ones that's getting it now that you're old. You old now. But, we're now older. We don't have a lot of them. A lot of us don't have them fake body parts that really wreak havoc on us physically. So a lot of us was able to keep ourselves physically together. Because I'm 44. And I don't think I look old or ugly. You understand what I'm saying? So I was able to keep myself up just like a lot of the Xer women. But at the same time, it's more than your physical beauty or your physical attractiveness, because she's not ugly, but she posts wall. You understand what I'm saying? And she's lamenting on TikTok about how she doesn't have peace. She's sitting in her car. She's got the job, because when you go to her TikTok, you can see it. So she's got income and stuff like that. So she's not on the street. She's not, starving and homeless or anything like that. But that's not the point. She's 46 and she's single and she hates it. She accomplished everything that Black women said that they needed to accomplish to not need men, and claim that if they accomplished these things, that men were not necessary anymore in her life. She could replace a man as long as she had the quote unquote stability of, a house, a car, a job, blah, 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 blah. Okay. But what she didn't understand, that the older women are now trying to come to, and they're still being a little bit disingenuous and a little bit dishonest about the severity of the situation that they're facing, is that masculinity, the covering of men, is priceless. It really is priceless. It really cannot be replaced by anything else. Material items, house, jobs, cars, this, that, cannot replace or remove the need for masculinity. And let me tell you something. Masculine men are not easy for women to deal with. They're not easy to have relationships with, because their masculinity and their leadership actually tests your followership. Because it's not hard to be the follower of a man that ain't going nowhere. He ain't leading, so my followership is not being tested. But if he's on the move, if he's leading, then my ability to keep up with him, my followership, my ability to navigate the path of his leadership becomes a challenge. Okay? That challenges me, whether or not, you as a woman are ready to listen, whether or not you as a woman are ready to stop being hard-headed and actually do what your leader is telling you you need to do. It tests followership. But the key here is that if you can manage to get your followership under control, the benefit of his leadership is beyond measure. That's what you come to understand. The benefit of his leadership and his masculinity is enormous, because his provision is so much more than his money. He provides his masculine light, and it is that provision that is actually the most valuable, that leads to him being able to provide in a financial and in a material way for you, because really he's providing the order. His masculine energy is providing you with order, okay? And that order usually presents itself as the mirror for you. It becomes the mirror for the follower, for the woman, and it requires her to raise the standard of herself, to raise the quality of her followership by addressing anything inside of her that prevents her from being a good follower. And this is also tied into his problem solving, because if he sees these things within you, by holding up the mirror, you gotta see it. He can't be the only one to see it. You have to see it, recognize it, acknowledge it, and deal with it. Because he can't do that work for you. He can present the mirror, but he can't work on your followership for you. He can only tell you, listen, this is the type of follower I need. You need to be able to keep up. If you can't do that, tell me. But if you can, and you have these obstacles that are preventing you from really reaching the top of that, then you need to deal with those obstacles. Now, I can give you the tools. That's a part of his problem solving. I can give you the tools to deal with it. In other words, male masculinity, his leadership, elevates women. We actually can't be elevated without the leadership and the masculinity of men. We can't be elevated. Women cannot elevate themselves. And I know that sounds messed up to some women to think about, but if you really think about that, that's real. And this is why women get stuck. She go get the house, she go get the car, she go get the job, and then she can't go further. She can't go further really in her internal elevation. She can't do it because she doesn't have the catalyst of masculinity that's going to push her. Masculinity pushes. Femininity is a potential energy. Masculinity is a kinetic energy. So if we are not being pushed, potential energy never turns into kinetic energy on its own. Potential energy always encounters kinetic energy to transform it into kinetic energy, or else it remains potential energy. This is the whole concept, even on a biological cellular level, when we talk about, and I've said this plenty of times, when we talk about the procreation, okay? Even in procreation, he's elevating you because his sperm is locomotive. It is the embodiment of kinetic energy. It actually moves on its own. The egg, and it's a misnomer, it's a misunderstanding to say that women carry dead eggs. We don't carry death, okay? Our ovum are living, but they are not locomotive. They are not. They are the embodiment of potential energy, because the egg just waits. It just waits. It just waits. It waits for the life. The reason why male sperm is locomotive is because it contains a spark of life, but it doesn't revive a dead thing. It sparks an inert thing. It gets a passive thing moving. Eggs are not dead, they're inert. They're passive. They wait. It's a living cell. The cell itself is alive, which is why it gets active when a sperm penetrates it and fertilizes it. That's why it gets active. and it begins to transform into life. It begins to transform into a child. This is happening on a cellular biological level. This is why the concept of not needing men is so asinine and stupid for Black women to have taken on as some type of mantra to live their life by. And then when they live their life by it, they realize as she become a little bit more mature that, hey, all of this stuff that I got doesn't replace the covering that I actually need one-to-one personally in my life. I need that. I need masculinity to be whole. I'm not whole without it. Trying to get you young ladies to wake up before you get 46 and have to cry on whatever the newest social media platform is. So before we sign off, I want to bring your attention to the Black Lives Matter petition still going strong. If you want to become part of holding Black Lives Matter accountable for the more than $100 million theft that they committed on the Black community, all you got to do is go down in the description box, hit the link for the petition, sign, share, contribute to it. Also jump down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your host, The Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonite.
Hey guys, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. And if you've got more to say on the topic, leave a comment down below. Also, don't forget to support our sponsor who so graciously supports this channel by clicking the description box and the link for A-Game at agameherbal.com. You can go ahead and get a 10% discount off of your next purchase using the code Kendra10. This has been yet another Crimson Cure production, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.